Hi, Councillor Matt Tremaine here. I stand before you today with an invitation that together we can change Watford and the country for the better. As a member of Watford's Labour Party, you will very soon be making a decision as to who you want your candidate to stand to be Watford's next MP. And I'm here because I believe that I am the candidate who is best placed to take us to victory. So I'm putting myself forward to be your parliamentary candidate for the next general election. When the next general election comes, most likely in 2024, the Tories will have been in power for longer than the whole of the last Labour government. And what a mess they have made of our town, our country and our prospects since then. Because we remember those achievements of the last Labour government, the minimum wage, NHS waiting lists down from 18 months to 18 weeks, peace in Northern Ireland, Sure Start and a thriving public sector, the Climate Change Act, the Equalities Act, and many, many more achievements that improved people's lives and gave them hope for themselves, but hope for our future too. But the Tories, and let's not forget their Liberal Democrat coalition collaborators, have Brexit, precarious work and 0 hours contracts, mismanaged Brexit chaos and risking that Irish peace. The longest NHS waiting times in history, over 2 million people using food banks like the one behind me. Nothing but hot air on climate change, the highest inflation for 30 years, fire and rehire, and living standards that are dropping at a rate not seen since the 1950s. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be like this? But together we can change Watford and the country for the better. I've built my life here in Watford since moving here in 2011 out of Hammersmith in London with a track record of fighting elections and working hard. And in the decades since, I've embedded myself in this community using the same services as you. When I look out at my window, I see the local hospital, which you use and I use. My children were born here, but the hospital is starved of funding and it needs rebuilding. And from that window, I see the high-rise towers springing up all over Watford, just as you do, because the Tories in Westminster set crazy housing targets and the local Liberal Democrat council just waves the developers' plans through. And I use the same shops and declining high street as you do too. And I lament the loss of the big names that we used to have here, like John Lewis, Debenhams and BHS. And I use the same transport services as you. So I see the bus services being cut. Did you know that railway season tickets have gone up 40% since 2010? Nobody's wages have gone up 40% since 2010. Well, nobody is going to be getting on a train or a bus to go to work at any rate. That's something we really need to address. But in this time, in this decade that I've been here, I've been active in Watford. I'm a local councillor here, and in May of this year, I was re-elected for the third time with over 50% share of vote, 10 years after I originally took the seat from the Liberal Democrats. And I've campaigned in every single election since then, spending lots of time in this building behind me, the Leisure Centre, counting votes and doing the verification. I think perhaps my proudest achievement as a councillor has been securing a future for a woman and child who had indefinite leave to remain, but no recourse to public funds, which is an outrageous paradox in our society. But yes, we managed to secure her future, which was great news. Like many of you, I used to commute prior to the pandemic, and I've been a very active trade unionist in my workplace. I chaired my branch of Bectu when I worked at the BBC, and I've been active in Unison Hertfordshire since working in health and social care. As chair of the Finance Scrutiny Committee here at the Town Hall, I've not only held the administration to account, but have effected genuine change by getting policies used by Labour councils elsewhere adopted here. We can make a difference in opposition, but to achieve what Labour needs to achieve, we have got to be in government. And when you placed your faith in me back in 2015, I took Labour from third place to second. Now is the time to take us to the winning line. As your candidate, I would not rest until every vote is secured to win for Labour, to win for Watford, and to put a Labour government in power in this town and country again. So please, Lend me your first preference vote in the forthcoming election. I will not let you down. Thanks for listening. Oh, and if you want to get in touch or talk to me about anything, contact details are below. Thanks again. Bye for now.